Hey guys, if it looks like I was crying, that's because I was. I was just watching The Last of Us. So now I'm gonna watch something like really fun and lighthearted. That's right, today we're watching Severance, a show known for being fun and lighthearted. If you haven't seen my first video, we are watching Severance. What even happened in the first episode? We learned about Severance and the world, and we found out that Petey found Mark in the real world, and also Mark and Helly interacted once outside of work, and also Mark's boss is his neighbor, and we don't know if she is like a spy or if she also doesn't like really know who he is. She doesn't know that they work together. Lots of questions. I'm sure they'll all get answered in season 1, episode 2.
I am aware that this alteration is comprehensive and irreversible.
Now we get to see her, what she's like when she's not severed. Helly. Because would you have to be pretty desperate to take a severed job?
I love seeing the sunrise on his face. You know, he used to drink 3 raw eggs and milk each morning.
Who is that? Like the president of Lumen Industries? He has his face carved into a wall? Okay, that's normal. Not a portrait, a carving. Okay, whatever. Is this the procedure? Oh.
They say it doesn't hurt.
She's awake through it? Yeah, I couldn't. Nope, that right there is enough to deter me from ever wanting to get severed. Ew. I don't want to see all that. What if I throw up? Genuinely, how is she awake and not feeling anything? I don't understand. They are drilling into her skull. We saw, like, the bone dust.
Sorry if I freak out on you a little.
Don't worry. I'm very excited to meet you.
I'm very excited to meet you. As if this isn't really her and her severed her is the real her? Is that what he's insinuating? But also, like, interesting that she said that. Because she did freak out. So did she think that she would freak out? Oh, it's like a little chip just placed inside of her brain. And then she's gonna wake up in the room.
Hi, Ellie.
Oh, what's happening?
Oh, wait,
Your
this
orientation's been so much fun.
is... Yeah, really? This is when she left. This is when she tried to leave.
We help by bringing them here to the stairwell to experience the transition viscerally.
I'm trying to leave.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, you are.
it's all part of the process.
No, you're trying to leave, girl.
If you want to spin around and head back in, that should be that. It's going fair.
Fair.
No, she's...
That's crazy. The whole time I thought she was like telling herself, like, get back in there, I need this job. It was him, like, influencing her.
When we heard you were coming here, it was like a miracle.
Who is she?
It's amazing what you're doing.
What is she doing? If she's doing good work, like, outside of this, she won't know that when she's severed. So wouldn't that, like, stop the work that she's doing? Should I skip the intro? No, there might be important things. Ew, this is really freaky. I have, like, chills. This is really freaky. Oh, I'm like getting freaked out. It kind of looks like he's wearing like a prison jumpsuit, you know? Almost as if he's a prisoner at Lumen Industries. Good morning, Adam Scott. Acknowledge Kier Egan portrait verbally or silently. I think that's the portrait of the guy that's carved into the wall. Is this a cult? If I had to verbally acknowledge the CEO of my job every day, I wouldn't. I don't do that. So I might get fired. Is he cleaning crew? Like, why does he have to come in and clean? Aw. Why does he have to come in and clean every day? Yeah, okay, this is our confirmation that that was Petey. If we, like, didn't believe it before. He's in a picture with all the bros. Is she getting rid of the pictures? Because it's too dangerous. They can just make new memories with Helly.
It's Monday.
A weekend just happened.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like I left.
Yeah, that's how nights and weekends feel here.
That would be crazy if you felt like you never left your job.
The effects of sleep, since we don't actually get to experience it, you may feel rejuvenated or happy.
Pause. I was only thinking in the first episode about, like, it would be kind of nice to not have to think about work when you're not at work. I was thinking about how it would be for, like, the real version of them, like, out in the real world. Like, oh yeah, I don't know what I do for my job, so I can't, like, I'm just out here living my life. I never thought about the fact that then their severed versions feel like they're just constantly working. Oh my god, I could never do that to myself because I simply wouldn't last. If I felt like I was always working, yeah. Ugh, that's like eternal suffering.
Which I started some 11 weeks back. Tumwater, all one word.
Should I be taking notes?
No.
I've got it 96% sorted, which means I've earned 4 of the 5 tier incentives, including the erasers and the finger traps that you see displayed here.
Okay, he's explaining
100% is
what they
tier
do.
5. That gets you a caricature portrait.
It feels like a game. You get prizes for like how many levels you get. And it's a very like old-timey simple computer. Like they can't just, I don't know, watch YouTube or something while they're at work.
Now, all the data you see falls into one of 4 essential categories.
Okay, 4
We
categories.
group each line of code and then sort it.
Perfect. They're just grouping code. But it's not code,
I do
it's
think the
just...
old photos are supposed to stay on the desk until the new ones come in.
Okay.
No, all the data comes from upstairs, fully encoded. Each category of numbers presents in such an order as to elicit an emotional response in the refiner.
My job is to scroll through this spreadsheet and look for numbers that are scary. Like if it turns out I hate this and I want to quit, is that an option?
No. You won't want to quit.
Since this perceptual version of you only exists at Lumen, and quitting would effectively end your life. I mean, in so much as you've come to know it.
Another thing I didn't even think about.
Something about me is that I know all 9 core Lumen principles.
Wow. Oh wait, they don't have any fun facts that don't pertain to work. Because all they do is work. So of course he's gonna be like, oh, my fun fact is that I know all the core principles.
No.
What's her? She doesn't know. She's like a newborn baby. She doesn't know anything.
I like to think my Audi lives on like a riverboat.
Audi? That's what they call them?
The elevators are equipped with something called code detectors, so messages can't be passed through.
Why? How did Petey get out then? They really are like each other's family though because they don't know anybody else. How scary, how scary, how scary. This is the weirdest party I've ever seen. I thought it was cake. It's just melon? Is there something weird with the food in this world? Like that dinner party with no food in the last episode? Melon is genuinely like the worst fruit. Like you leave it at the bottom of the bowl when you have like a fruit salad or something.
You made it way worse.
They're gonna be friends. Ooh, they're gonna be friends.
So how are you gonna figure out if Petey's okay?
When he says something, it's best to listen.
I don't care.
Because he can't always be nice like that.
He can't always be nice like that? Okay, everything down here is not what it seems. Play Everything Is Not What It Seems by Selena Gomez.
Say gratitude.
Weird, so weird.
Gratitude.
I just think I'm not gonna work here anymore. Sorry.
What do you
I
mean?
think I'm not gonna work here anymore.
I quit.
They must really want her to work here for some reason, that they're kind of like letting her get away with all this, right? I feel like this can't be normal. Why is he so scared? Mark's trying to
The
save
note.
her from like a worse
So,
fate.
This is embarrassing. I must have just forgotten to go over data smuggling rules with Helly.
Is there like a physical punishment and that's why he was trying to stop her? What if I start crying again? It can't be physical. But I guess no one would know. There's lots of doors down there. Are they filled with people? Break room? Yeah, I'm sure. Like, break your bones room, break your heart room, break your spirit room.
Like you could get married and have kids and just forget they exist for 8 hours every day.
That's kind of the point. That's kind of the point. No, I love that part of it. That's actually why I did it.
It's the point.
We see each other.
I live in Baird Creek, and yes, they happen to be subsidized by the company that
So it
employs
is Lumen Housing. That's why his boss is his neighbor, because technically they all live there.
Trying to get a measure on the ballot to keep megacorporations like Lumen from
Severance.
continuing to force legalized severance on our state.
That's interesting that he defends Severance outside when inside, I'm pretty sure he's fighting against it. I feel like she's a spy. I don't know. I just feel like the higher ups at Lumen, why would she have to be severed if she's a boss?
And there would be a small guest apartment in the back.
Her husband
In
is
case
dead.
I found a new
His
man
wife is
before I
dead.
got there.
Is she putting the moves on Mark? Do you think him and his wife lived there, or do you think he brought all that stuff with him after he took the severed job and moved? What if his wife was severed and died at work, and that's why he's doing all this? Okay, I know that we don't have any confirmation that he's actually doing anything, and also I feel like they said she died of cancer, but I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there, you know? It's interesting to protest severance and say it's bad for the workers, but none of the workers can actually tell you that for themselves, and none of the workers can see the protesting or like feel the support from the people.
Sick or fired? Probably sick.
Hey, they wouldn't have fired him for my note thing, would they?
No, no way. He did a stint in the break room yesterday.
Yeah, what does that mean? Someone tell me what that means, please. He can't bring a doctor's note because he can't take notes down the elevator. I need like a welcome orientation training video to know what the heck this job is. Is he sick? This is from the intro. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. The severed is going wrong. I think the severed hurts your brain.
No!
I'm sorry.
Irving.
I was just dozing. Is that normal? Like, do they do this to people and then the people die and it's like out with them? But that's from the intro. That's definitely, so that black like goo slime stuff. It definitely has to do with like the little chip they put in his brain. That's, I bet, why Petey and Mark wanted to reverse the severance. I'm just assuming. I guess I don't know what Mark wants to do.
We'll deduct the time you spent dozing from your Audi's paycheck.
I'm so sorry, sir. I'm just so sorry.
They call that dozing and they blame him.
Oh God, a 4.
Okay, if our Audis are up there severing their brains, shit must have gotten pretty bad.
That's really interesting to also think about the fact that like they don't know what the outside world is like. They know that this like severance isn't a normal thing to do, and like it's very top secret for some reason, their job, and so they assume that like the outside world has gotten really bad. And that's why their Audis would even volunteer to do this in the first place. But that boss guy did say that Helly, her Audi, was doing very important work. Is she like a known person in this industry? Or did he mean like, once you start your job, you'll be doing such important work? Because also they don't know what they're doing when they get hired, right? Because Mark has no idea what he's doing. He only applied to be severed so that he could like forget about his wife for 8 hours a day. That's actually not what happened, because he only remembers his life outside with his wife, so he is actually constantly thinking about her. Bet you didn't think of that one, Mark.
They separate us from the other departments. We don't even know how many there are.
He doesn't even know anything? How did he get out of there? Like, genuinely, it feels like they have very specific security measures.
I hid the original for you when I left.
Is that like long-term effects of being severed? Oh, reintegration sickness.
What is it that happens down there that's so bad?
We don't know. We put numbers into buckets.
There's this room.
The break room.
I'm afraid you're not sorry. Please.
Is that Mark?
Forgive me for the harm I have caused this world. Forgive me.
Oh, it's such a cult.
For the harm I have caused this world.
That's a literal prayer.
The fuck is that?
A recording of you in the break room.
That's the break room.
Maybe that's why he was like getting onto Mark this morning for breaking protocol, because they're like, if we mess up, we get severely punished. Like that picture. Severe punishment. Oh, I'm gonna cry if I have to watch this cute old man get hurt.
Your Audi likes films and owns a machine that can play them.
I hope this is real.
Please try to enjoy each fact equally and not show preference for any over the others.
Why?
That's 10 points off. You have 90 points remaining.
Oh, beg fucking pardon.
Does she
We're
see a
supposed to
scary
like the
number?
perks.
Why is it
You okay? Just fence off the bad data like I showed you.
Oh, so you select a
Bin it.
whole group of it? Interesting. I thought it was just one number at a time, but it's a whole group of numbers.
Boom.
Yay.
Fucking refined.
All right, Helly. Hip hip.
The numbers were scary.
That's crazy. He took Petey to his house that is paid for by Lumen Industries in a Lumen Industries neighborhood, and his boss lives next door. He's gonna see the boss next door and know who she is. And she might know who he is. I'm still thinking she's a spy. Mark, you are really crazy for this.
Petey, you okay?
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day.
Maybe the severance procedure is like set up in a way so that like if you try to escape, like it will literally kill you. And I was gonna say maybe if you have like rebellious thoughts, it will hurt you. But that wouldn't explain why like the old guy is seeing that black goo and like Mark seems fine. You know? You'd think it would be switched if that thing was somehow like reading their mind. I don't know. Let's just get into the next episode.
I still think an occasional mixer wouldn't hurt anything. I checked, and it's not expressly prohibited in the manual.
Yeah, I bet. Dude, I pressed Cobell for an off-floor mixer last quarter. She said you'll get one when you earn it, whatever that means.
Petey? You okay?
Weird.
It's temporary.
You don't know that. I'm glad they're together, though. I feel like Mark really needs a friend. Yeah, what's up with her? Okay, Mess. She's so different from herself at work, and I know that that's the point, but I just feel like you wouldn't think it would be like that. Wouldn't there be some core traits in you that would carry over? But I know it's like in a workplace, if her passion is like baking, you can't bake, and you have to wear your uniform like business professional. Is she watching him?
It's like having two different lives suddenly stitched together. But they said it would get better.
Who's they?
Who's they?
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
I want to be your friend. I miss you.
Don't you want to know what you're doing down there?
I want to know.
The cost of that help is that you're murdering people 8 hours a day and you don't even know it.
Well, am I?
Look, I found a department, one where you don't get to leave, as in they're down there right now. I'm not going to talk about it in here. I don't know if the monitors are bugged or if Irving's going to walk in.
So did he tell the severed Mark that he found that and he was like reliving that memory just then? Now, I just can't tell. Is she watching him because she's spying on him for Lumen or because she's like obsessed and in love with him? I feel like those are our only two options. And we have like facts to back up both of them.
I lost my wife a couple years ago in a car accident. This is, it's helping me.
Seems like it.
You'd come in sometimes with red eyes. You carry the hurt with you. You feel it down there, too. You just don't know what it is.
What is she doing? A hairdryer on her front porch? What a kooky little lady. I just feel like it's an act. I just can't tell if she, like, just wants to get close to him or if she's spying on him.
I've never seen a resignation request get such a quick turnaround.
Do I have to finish out the day or can I skip out now?
Girl, it was not approved. There's no way.
Lastly, Helly's resignation request was denied.
Against the door or to the side?
I think either's really good.
Even if she is not spying on him, I don't like her. You can't just take someone else's mail from right off their porch. It's scary. She has the key to his house? Why would she go down into... Is she gonna change the light bulb for him?
Did you give her directed praise?
So she's not severed. The boss manager guy just called her about Helly, and she was like giving him advice. So that's our confirmation, right? She's not severed. She's a spy. I knew I didn't like her, and I knew I was right to not like her.
Dylan was going on all yesterday about incentives, pencil erasers, and waffle parties, as though that's why we're here. That's not why we're here.
Why are you here?
There's a package left at his door from someone. Open it, would you? Oh, God.
She's the supervisor, okay.
Why would you?
Get MDR to its numbers.
Okay.
What I just did, it was very painful for me.
Yeah, I'm sure, lady. She is so confusing. As I always say, women have multitudes, but I don't like her. She just ignores him. He's trying to be so nice. If Mark was my coworker, he would be my best friend. I would be so kind to him because he would be so kind to me.
Optics and design.
Back with that refinement. Hi. Remember, we'll have those new handbook totes soon. So exciting.
Thanks for the tip. You got some business or you just out for a fucking stroll?
Dylan.
Why do I feel like they're gonna fall in love? Like he's giving very longing stares to him every time he sees him. I don't know.
O&D is nice.
No, they're not. Nor do they share our values. Kier sorted the departments by virtue. Macro dads are clever and true, while O&D's more cruelty-centered. O&D tried a violent coup on the others decades ago, and that's why they reduced them down to 2, and that's why they keep us all so far apart now.
That's an absolute fiction.
If they come back and attack us, I think we should kill Mark.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So they think we're crazy with nothing to lose.
They're besties. Maybe they're also gonna have a romantic relationship. I don't know what kind of show this is. Ew, an old man. A wax statue. God, he was obsessed with himself. I think this is a cult. He called his workers children.
Current CEO. Remarkable man.
Egan family are the CEOs of Lumen. Who are the Kier?
Each man's character
Kier,
is defined
Egan.
by the precise ratio that resides in him. My children.
He called his workers children.
I learned that I work for a company that has been actively caring for mankind since 1866.
Is this the dentist office?
So what are we, like a dental company?
Yeah, literally.
She hasn't even seen the Kia part yet.
Yeah, let's get to that. Someone commented all hail Kier on my last video, so I know that it's important. I don't know what it means, so not like too bad of a spoiler.
Jesus.
No, Kia.
Jesus, no, Kier. So Kier is their Jesus? This is a religious cult, and they say prayers. Is Kier Egan just the first guy who founded the company?
It's the Egans. It's the living soul of Lumen. And everything she stands for, not a bingo mat.
I kind of understand why Irving's upset, because, like, if their whole life is this job and working, obviously they're gonna, like, put metaphorical stock into this company, and like they need something to believe in to motivate them. So it would make sense to me that they would see like the founder of their company as like this amazing god figure, because work is their life, and he like created their life. But like, where does she think she's even gonna go? That's gonna put a rift between them because he stopped her from getting away. Even though that's literally his job. Even if the note said never come back here, you think they're just gonna let her leave? Okay, let's see what the break room is. Oh wait, we know. She has to like say that prayer over and over again.
I'm bringing up the compunction statement for Heliar.
None may atone for my actions but me.
I'm afraid you don't mean it.
Excuse me?
Again, please.
Are they gonna like hurt her or just make her say it over and over? Even if she just says it over and over, that's definitely still weird. Is there gonna be a note behind one of the pictures? The map! So he doesn't know what Petey was up to? I thought he was upset that Petey was gone because they were like conspiring together. It seems like he didn't know about any of this and they were really just friends.
How many tokens? Candy or no tokens?
What if that's why Irving didn't want him to take the picture, because he somehow knew that a map was on the back of a picture? He can't die, right? We haven't learned anything from him. Okay, there's a water drop in the O. So is it like a water plant? Maybe they do clean the ocean for real.
He's down. Whoa. Sir, it's over here.
Yeah, Mark, you have to get out of there because it's too suspicious for you to be there. But now Petey is possibly dead. Or at least, like, someone's gonna be able to find him at the hospital. Petey left his phone. Okay, he's passing the torch to Mark. Mark has all the information now. A map. Get in contact with the like rebel people. Wow, what an episode. My thoughts right now, I don't want Petey to be dead, but I feel like also his death would be a really good motivating factor for Mark to like start on this whole like rebel journey that I feel like he has to go on. If Petey died and Mark knows that it was because of like the reintegration thing, then it might cause him to be like, what about Severance like made Petey so sick? And like, could that happen to me? Like now he has like stake in the game. Maybe he would care a little bit more to know like what they're really doing. Because right now he doesn't care. He's like, as long as I can forget about my wife like for 8 hours a day, I'm chilling. If it's like actually a bad thing, he might care. And also like, what the heck? They're killing people. I just read a book where it was kind of a similar thing. They had like these computer things and they were like coding, like mapping power sources for their city, and the power sources were actually like people. So, like, wouldn't that be crazy if that's also what was happening in Severance? If they were also somehow like killing people and that was like the scary number group, but I just don't understand like the logistics of that or like the point, because this seems like just a regular company. I want to know what the company does. You know what? I actually feel like that might be the point of the show. God, I've been recording for 2 hours. I'm gonna have 2 hours of footage to go through. It's okay. I do it for you guys. After I watched the first episode of Severance, I really didn't know if I was going to continue it because I was watching other things at the time. But now, like, Yellow Jackets is over, White Lotus is over. and I'm struggling with The Last of Us because it's just so sad. I bought Apple TV just to watch this show. So, very exciting. Hope you enjoyed. Please don't comment any spoilers, but feel free to comment other things like this video if you liked it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!